Hello everyone, I am here to give an update on using my Kindle Scribe, how I'm feeling about it, changes that I think that they could make to make it better. I made a bullet point list while I was using it. I've had it since, let's see, what day was it? Wednesday so it's been about a week. I've had it since, well, it's been about a week since today, so last week sometime, whatever date that was. Oh, hello. Okay. All right. So definitely something that I still love since the moment that I got it. Oh, come on now. But something that I definitely still love is the size of the Scribe. I love reading on it. This is about the size of a lot of the fantasy books that I read. This size here. Okay. But something that would make it better is not having to open up, like go to a different screen in order to access the notebook, because when we go to it, when we're inside of the book, we do have a little sticky notes tab right here, and I feel like they should have an option to have a notebook in there so that you can just open up your notebook, write, minimize it, keep reading your book, maximize it, write, so that you don't have to completely exit out of your book in order to actually write in a notebook and not just have the sticky notes option. The sticky notes option is nice, but it's not really, it's not really the best for every single reader and note taker while reading. And another thing is the buttons. With a screen this size and all of this space over here, there should be page turn buttons over here. And also this on button, it's hard to turn on with one hand. Sometimes I just like to pick up my Kindle and start reading, and I can't really turn it on or off with one hand. It's even hard to do with two hands sometimes. But yeah, I'd wish for the power button to maybe be right here and recessed. You know, like how the old iPad buttons used to be on the bottom? I wish it was like a button like that. You can just bloop, press it, turn on your Kindle, and then have the page turn buttons right here. So you can just page turn up and down. It's not super hard reading like this because I usually swipe just like that, or I'll hold my Kindle like this and swipe the pages just like I would a larger book, holding it in this manner. And I can usually do this for over 30 minutes, holding it in this fashion, because it's not very heavy. I usually do that when I'm reading upright, but when I'm laying down, I'll use my pop socket and hold it like this in order to read. Sometimes I can just prop it up on my chest or my stomach. But yeah, it's super lightweight, so that's not really a problem. I just wish it had page turn buttons. It would make it feel more like it's worth the price that it's costing. I did buy it on sale during Prime, Black Friday deals. So I got it for a little bit cheaper than it usually is. Oddly weighted but easy to hold. Okay. And the pen, if you do get a, what is it called, premium pen, I feel like the buttons on it should work as page turn buttons, because I can't really think of any other justification for the cost of the premium pen. This one by itself is already $30, and the only thing you can do is write with it. And the calibration seems slightly off sometimes. Like usually you can write pretty accurately with the pen, but like sometimes you turn it a certain way and suddenly the calibration is shifted by like a millimeter. So it kind of frustrates the writing experience. I wish there was a way to calibrate your pens and things like that, and that just like on a premium pen, page turn or the clicky button. Because I don't know, there's not much else to justify the price that it costs. And something else that I wanted to make note of is the highlight feature. When you highlight your text, I'd want the highlight color to be lighter, because sometimes I'll go back and reread the page and I'll find this a little bit difficult to read. Not super difficult, but if this were maybe 30% lighter, that would work a lot better for me. And while we're on the note of making things lighter, I'd want this dark little button here to be a lighter gray, because it's kind of distracting over there being a black. Like, not everybody would want it to stand out so much is what I'm saying, because I do have attention issues a lot of the time, and that pulls my focus a lot. And when this was the complete black area, I had to cover it up, because, like, you know how sometimes you need something that pulls attention in order to help you focus on something else? That's kind of what this border works as for me, because this was just a big black solid border around my page for reading. So I'm just like, my eyes are darting here and there, but like I just made it this colorful border, and now my eyes stay focused on this gray section here. Got distracted again. But, and thinking about things being lighter, I'd want, let me go to the notebooks here. I made a little sketchbook. But yeah, this is the color of the highlight, and then this is the color of the pencils, the ink pens, etc. There should be an option for a different range of grays as well, because these things can read, what, 14 shades of gray? You should have that option to write, sketch, and highlight with, because it would make it better for the artist using it. It would make it better for the note taker using it, because you know how fun it is to write your title in one color. Well, it wouldn't be a different color, but like at least a different shade, and then your note in a darker color, and then maybe a word you want to highlight in a lighter color. I just feel like it would make sense that we have access to all of those different shades of gray to write and draw with. I just think it would be better and help, you know, these things are expensive, so I'd want to get full use out of it. Another thing I was thinking about is split screen option, because if they don't have, you know, the little notebook that you can minimize, maximize right on the side of the book that you're reading, I feel like there should be an option for split screen mode when you go into landscape. And I know some people would think it's small, but some notebooks are this small, and with the texture of this screen and the pen, writing small is a lot easier than on an iPad, where you're not like zooming in and out, but like you can easily write small on here. And this is about the size of a standard Kindle. I know some people are wanting like a Kindle Scribe in that size already. So I think like if you've got like a little reading side over here and then like a note taking side over here, I think a lot of people would enjoy that. Because like if you don't use it, you don't have to, you know? But like the people who would want to use it, they'd be like, oh, my Scribe can do this and this and this. And it would be something they would be excited about. Another thing is when taking notes, when using the sticky note option. When I hold my Kindle like this, the sticky note either appears up here or down here for writing. And I really hate when it appears up here when I'm holding this in my hand to take notes. I always want it to be on the bottom, because it's just better leverage for me. So I wish there was an option to stick the sticky note to the bottom, because even if I highlight something on the bottom, I wouldn't mind if I can't see it for this short amount of time that I'm writing. See how if you highlight something on the bottom, the note appears up here. If you highlight something on the top, the sticky note appears down here. And I just always want this option when I'm using it in the hold position. But if you've got the Kindle flat on the table, it's okay if the sticky note pops up and down. I just wish there were just a few more options in that regard. And also I wish there was an option to completely clear the sticky note. Just a one button press to completely clear it. I know you can highlight and delete. Well, not highlight. What is this? A lasso tool? You can lasso and delete, but it would be better if there was an option to just completely clear it with the click of a button. And that should go for the larger notebooks too, over in the notebook section. Something else I was thinking about is automatic automatic landscape mode. There should be an option, because I do use my Kindle a lot like this when I'm eating. I like to just like lay it down on a desk, and then boom, landscape mode. I feel like if you're going to have a toolbar, it should have a lot more options on it. And one of the options should be rotate into landscape mode with presets that you have, where either you want your landscape page to be columnized or just like narrower or wider margins. And I just feel like a lot of people would like having that option on their little toolbar, because yeah, it would just be better. Let's see here, what else? Oh yeah, something that I did really like. I know like a lot of the complaints that I have, it sounds like I don't like my Kindle, but I love it. I actually really like it. But it just has a lot of things that it can improve, especially for the price point, and a lot of them I feel like could be taken care of with software updates. Things like buttons, maybe when they released Kindle Scribe 2 or something like that. But otherwise, it just doesn't justify all this space that I have over here, because I feel like this border is enough not to be touching your screen on accident. This border is excessive. And when you hold it on this side, it's hard for you to turn the page. Not super hard, but it's just not that great to have it over there. So I'm probably going to end up putting my pop socket on that side so that I can, you know, hold it like this. But like I said, this is a comfortable reading position. So this is actually one of my favorite reading positions, just holding it like a book. Okay, what else here? Oh yeah, something I said that I really like about it is when you take notes and maybe you accidentally delete the book and you're like, oh no, all of my notes are gone. They're actually not, because I was reading The Hunger Games and taking notes, and then I accidentally returned the book before I saved the PDF version of my notes. But I just went back and re-downloaded the book. All my notes were still there. I just saved the PDF, and now I have that to look at. But one issue that I do have is with the PDF. Let me go here to my Hunger Games notes. Is you're going to get about 2 of your full notes on each page, so it ends up being quite lengthy. There is usually a little bit of space to take extra notes, like once you're done, but this is a lot of space for, you know, each note. They're like the size of a note card and ends up being a bunch of pages long if you've taken a lot of notes. But I do like that it has the sentence or small paragraph that you highlighted and then the notes that you took. I do like that. Let's see. But yeah, those are about all the points that I had about it. I really like it as a device. I'm glad that I got it on discount, because I definitely wouldn't have paid $400 for this, especially not with all the notes that I have about it. But yeah, if they add the page turn buttons here and here, power off button here, and they add all those different shades of colors that you'd be able to write and sketch in, a notebook that you can minimize and maximize in the toolbar over here, not just the sticky notes options, but an actual notebook where you can write out your full thoughts while you're reading. I feel like those would be really good bonuses to have for your Kindle. And I think a lot of people would enjoy those options, and the people who don't use them wouldn't mind that they're there. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.